Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. This is Dan Sfera. I've got Maddie Coolbreath Notaro, Senior Vice President Global Operations for Obvio Health, and they're doing right now like a very interesting virtual trial registry for coronavirus. But can you give us a little bit of background as to your the history of your company and what you guys have been doing?
Yeah, sure. So Obvio Health has been in existence for about 3 years now. We are a leading virtual health research organization, really on a mission to help patients through our research. We have a proprietary application that we're calling the Claim It, or for this purpose, for this project, it is the Obvio19 application that allows subjects to participate in clinical trials from the comfort of their own home, utilizing their mobile device anywhere around the world. So we really focus on what's called the virtual clinical trial, which is very different than the traditional based clinical trial, which is probably what you're used to, Dan. So we really have built this application so that patients can participate using their mobile device. And it works much like a regular clinical research trial, except that you don't have to attend the brick and mortar sites or sites to attend your visits. You can attend them virtually.
How does it work as far as the patients, becoming aware of the study opportunity?
Sure. So we do a really, really great job of recruiting our patients via social media. We use our social media campaigns to launch the study details across Facebook or Google or Instagram or any of those, any of those kind of ways to target patients, social media targeting. And we pretty much just give the information of our trial. We target patients that would be most interested in this particular indication or this particular research trial. And at that point, we would invite them to participate in our research study.
How is the study structured? Is there a PI or is there a PI in each state? How does that work?
So like I said, we work globally. So we have a PI that's in part of the virtual study team. So we have PIs, we have medical monitors, we have study coordinators, we have project managers, all of these people that facilitate this project from a virtual perspective. So they are very much part of the study. You can communicate with the PI and the study coordinator or the virtual site team at any time with our application in what's called the chat function. We have a chat function within the application that at any time a participant can just click on that and it'll lead them right to the study team. So they can, during the consenting process or during any period of time during the trial, they can reach out to the investigator or the coordinator and talk to them directly if they have any questions or need any
Can
help.
you talk to us about your current study for coronavirus? What are you looking at? What kind of patients are you targeting? And then how are you getting the recruitment?
Yes, perfect. So, with this current pandemic, with, COVID-19 going on right now, it's just such a challenge for all of our medical professionals. We just don't have enough information. And Obvio Health said, we need to jump in here and we need to help. We really couldn't wait for anybody else to get their studies going. We had to do it ourselves. So through our digital platform and flexible study design, we're really positioned, uniquely to contribute to this fight. So this is a 6-month study. Like I said, it's a registry. So it's a longitudinal study collecting trends. Patients participate for 6 months. There's 4 periods in the study. There is the pre-screening period, which is just a day long. We're collecting all the pre-screening questions. We're asking them to register, and we're going to see if they qualify. Then there's the baseline period, which is also just one day. We're collecting the medical history, the concomitant medications, their experiences with COVID-19, their symptomology, their exposure, things like that. Then we have the observational period, which is really the entire 6 months of the project, or the most of the 6 months. And that's where we're collecting daily questionnaires for the participants to enter their symptomology, collect any change in health status, any kind of exposure information. And that's really when that antibody testing, the serological antibody testing, once it becomes available in the US, that's when that will be deployed to the participants so that they can check their antibody testing and we can check their immune response, again, from the comfort of their own home. And then, of course, there's the end of study period, which when we're wrapping it up.
And is Ovio Health the sponsor of the study?
We are the sponsor of the study. Like I said, there are lots of clients that we could have, use to help us with this, but we couldn't take the chance. We just had to take the leap, jump in and help out, because we knew that with our virtual trial model, we could really make a difference and an impact on this, infection, globally. And we just decided to jump in and sponsor it ourselves. That's not to say that we couldn't use some help. I mean, we definitely are always looking for additional help and people that could help us, move this project forward or any other project forward. But for this particular project, we did start it by ourselves, and we plan to enroll 10,000 participants in this. Yeah, I know.
What are you guys at right now so far?
We have quite a number of patients. I don't have the exact number in front of me because I haven't checked for today, but we have a large number of patients. We just did we launched it last week, but our application isn't quite ready yet. It hasn't been approved by the Apple Store or the Google Play. So we have patients pre-registered for the study, quite a number of them, and that's just with our very soft advertising. We're going to start as soon as we get the application approved. We'll go ahead and fully start marketing for this study, and then I'm sure a lot of people will be interested.
Do you guys need more sites for the study?
So, like I said, it's virtual, so we don't have any sites. It's not, there's no site-based. It's hard to write for you, as somebody like you and I. It's hard to wrap our head around that because we're so used to traditionally based models. But this is virtual, so the only site is the virtual site team.
So it's literally direct to patient. It's not even a hybrid virtual trial. It's a full-on virtual trial.
Full on. And we do have a hybrid model within our company model. We do have that because, not every single study protocol can be done optimized virtually. Some of them have to be done hybrid, which is a combination of the virtual trial and the traditional trial. So we do for that. But for this particular project, it is 100% virtual. So because we're trying to social distance, right? We don't want patients having to go anywhere or do anything. They can do the entire project from the comfort of their own home and never have to leave the home and still practice the social distancing orders that are in effect right now. We are, obviously in compliance with that.
Can you explain the differences between, just really quickly, virtual trial versus a hybrid trial?
Yeah, so a virtual trial is, like I said, 100% siteless. You never have to go to the site. And what's beautiful about a virtual trial, is that we can collect data in real time. We analyze the data in real time. And then the study is completed that much sooner. I think that there is, the FDA, last year, or about a year and a half ago, called for technology to be more a part of our industry, our research industry. We just weren't, as you know, as effective as we could be. We wasn't as efficient as we could be. So, we came up with the virtual trial concept. The hybrid trial is a mixture of the traditional trial and the virtual. So some of the study-related tasks will be done virtually, like from the comfort of your own home on the phone, and some of them will have to be done at an actual brick and mortar site, at a facility. Like, for instance, if you needed, a physician to actually put their hands on you and do a physical exam, or if you needed a PFT, say, for instance, a pulmonary function test, or something like that we wouldn't be able to support, then you would have to go to the site. But we support quite a bit because a lot of our stuff is Bluetooth enabled, and we're able to, kind of pair that up with the phone and be able to collect the data that way immediately into the application.
Interesting. For this particular study, the virtual trial for coronavirus, what kind of patients are you looking at? Can someone be self-diagnosed, like they think they have symptoms, and then get the app and join the study, or do they need a diagnosis? How does that work?
So neither. The beauty of this study is that anyone in the U.S. can, over the age of 18, can really participate in the trial that has a smartphone. So we're not targeting just patients that have the exposure. We are collecting some symptoms, prevalence, immune response on anybody that wants to go into the study. And then as you're going through the study, if you've had an exposure to COVID-19 or you've been diagnosed as a positive test, then we collect even more information from you. But we're collecting information really from everybody, and then dispatching those antibody testing to those people that qualify for that once they become available in the U.S.
Interesting. Okay, so even I can join the study. I mean,
even you can. I can't, but you certainly can.
I will download the app.
And I'm not part of the virtual team, so obviously only the virtual team. This is very, very, the confidentiality, we take that very seriously. We you're completely de-identified. You're only identified by a participant number. So there's really only the virtual team has access to that personal information. No one else ever will. You're completely de-identified at that point, and your information will only be sent out in relation to that participant number, never to your personal identifiable information.
for this study, you didn't need an IND or anything like that, right? I mean, this is not a drug or anything, so you didn't need anything with the FDA other than notifying them of that you're doing it.
Yeah, we did not need an IND. We did, of course, go through the IRB. So we did
Yep.
submit this project through the IRB. We did receive IRB approval. It was a very simple registry, like I said, just kind of measuring longitudinal trends. But it did go through the IRB. We got approval, and that's really all we needed.
What's the goal for all this data you're gonna collect? Like, what are you guys gonna do with it?
Yeah, so we're, like I said, it's a registry, right? So we're collecting those long-term trends. As we're getting meaningful, insightful information, we absolutely are going to share that with the healthcare industry, globally. So we want to be able to share that information so that we can start, evaluating those trends and make, developing those trends so that we can see what's happening with this disease. So we are going to share that information, of course, all de-identified, it's just the actual data of the study. And the beauty of our product is that because we're collecting data in real time, like I said, we can evaluate it in real time. So it's, as opposed to a traditional study, which you and I both know, we have to wait to the very end of the study when everybody's done to be able to get all the information from every site and then start evaluating it. We don't have to do that. And it's very nice to be able to evaluate data in real time, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these virtual trials, hybrid trials, they're going to be kind of a thing in the future. I think elements of virtual trials will continue even after coronavirus. Give us a little bit of background on the company.
So, like I said, Obvio Health was founded in 2017, so about 3 years ago, by our parent company, Sprim. We are actually in partnership and backed by TKO Capital, which is an investment funding company. And then we are also in partnership with, I'm sure you're familiar, IQVIA. Mm-hmm. So we're in partnership with them. So like I said, we were founded in 2017, and it was really the thought process behind this. We were just, to me, in my mind, we were kind of advanced in our thought process because the FDA had already said, we need to bring technology into our research industry to make the research more effective, more efficient. And Obvio Health is one of the first that ever developed the application, to be able to bring forth virtual clinical trials to the masses. A lot of people want to participate, but they can't get to a site. Well, we don't want to exclude those people. We want anybody and everybody to be able to participate in a clinical trial, and therefore the application was born, where we are, taking protocols, optimizing them or just developing them with the virtual trial in mind, meaning that patients can, like I said, participate with their device. I mean, who doesn't have their smartphone around? And so it's nice to collect that information. One of the beauties is we'll send notifications and reminders to your phone to complete the study-related tasks. So you and I both know that when you're at a site and you go home, you're like, well, I hope you complete the tasks, and I hope you, take your product on time, and I hope you do what you're supposed to do, but that's it. We don't, after that, they go home, and we hope that they get it all done by the time they come back.
Right.
With us, as soon as we start seeing that you're not completing the study-related tasks, the system will automatically notify us, hey, they're not as compliant as they should be. And we can then, tackle that problem and course correct it and get patients back on track like they're supposed to. It'll send the patient a reminder, hey, don't forget to take your study product today. Don't forget to complete your questionnaires. So they're more compliant. They're more engaged. They are retained. They stay in the study and they don't quit like in a lot of other studies that you see the patients not finishing, and that's a problem with with our traditionally based models. We don't have that problem. Our patients, for the most part, complete. They're engaged. They do their tasks that they're supposed to, and when they don't, we remind them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's very interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. When do you anticipate the study to be completed?
So the study for the patient's lifespan is for the patient in the study is 6 months, but we're expecting everything to be done in about 12 months, obviously because patients enroll at different time points of, and so we're looking at about 12 months to wrap up all 10,000 participants. That's what we're projecting at the moment.
Okay, interesting. Well, we'll have to do follow-up interview, 6 and 12 months maybe down the road, to see how things progressed with the study and to see the success of the study. I'm particularly curious to see the recruitment, but for a study like this, it seems relatively simple. I mean, literally anyone can join. So I think these are interesting studies that are needed, and we're going to start seeing more of them in the future. So I appreciate it, Maddie, for coming on and also helping educate us as to hybrid and virtual trials. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. If somebody wants to reach out to you, where can they?
Yeah, I mean, if you want more information about the trial itself, you're just going to go to obvio-19.com. So www.obvio-19.com, and that will get you right into the study, and you can register in the study right there. Otherwise, you can reach me at, you can go to www.obviohealth.com, and that'll take you right to our website.
Very good. I appreciate it, Maddie, and thank you everybody for watching and listening, and we'll catch you all later. Bye bye.
Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thanks for having me.